This is the NVDA 1-month overview reading for the month of November 2025. It's currently November 3rd, 2025, 2:24 a.m. Eastern Time. Nvidia at the time of this reading, $202.49, that's USD. On the shuffle video for the November reading was created on October 23rd, 2025 at 8:44 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video playing for you here. So what we'll cover in this video will be the overall trend direction for the month, as well as the day-by-day sequence of chart events. And we'll give you one of the best trades that we see for the month at the end of the video. It's important, if you're new to this channel, you must understand this. SO meta-analysis, which is the system that you're watching right now, was developed over 26 years for the purpose of timing and sequence of chart events. And the sequence of chart events is the most accurate part of the prediction. The timing with like a 1 month here, 1 month reading is usually on point to the day, but there may be cases where you'll need to give the timing plus or minus in like a day or 2 or 3 of wiggle room, but the sequence of chart events would remain accurate nonetheless. And the reason for that is that in SO meta-analysis, these cards going left to right across the screen are what we call timeline cards. And each card on a 1 month reading represents 1 day of time, but not each card's energy necessarily lines up perfectly with 1 day of time. And for that reason, you may have to give it a little wiggle room. This is why I highly recommend paper trading this information. If you're serious about this stuff, trading this stuff seriously, you should get access to our live Discord trade alerts, which I'll show you how to get at the end of the video. Now, before we get into the day-by-day sequence of events, let's take a look and see how we did for October. This was this NVIDIA reading. I remember on the Discord telling people that this one was going to be tricky because I wasn't seeing a lot of the same stuff going on as I was in the other monthlies. Like there could have been a high here, but and by high here I mean around the 28th, 29th, but I didn't see it per se on the NVIDIA reading. Whereas on some of the other equity readings, there was a high at the end of the month. In either case, I had a lowest low somewhere between the 9th and the 14th. And it looks like it ended up being on the 15th, but that's only if you're using the wick. If you're using the body, pretty much right there, pretty much nailed that. And that would have come after a high, which I had for the 6th. That was way off, but we did have a high, then a low sequence of events. And then, like I said, in some of the other readings, we were expecting to see a high at the end of the month here. So I told people maybe just be aware that there's a possibility of that. Overall, not an awful reading. We were aware that there was part of the reading that we weren't able to see, and we had this one high. It was when it's off by that many days. Like, what is that? Oh, sorry, that's the 5th right there. That's not that off. Wait a second. No, that's the 1st right there. So, sorry about that. So here on the 6th, we had a trough, which I expected around the cusp there, but I expected the high there on the 6th, and it ended up being a few days later after the trough. And sometimes that'll happen. It's not like 100% all the time to the day, but that's why the Discord is so valuable. Somebody like yourself, like myself, who's done this for 26 years. I mean, literally every trading day, the S&P 500 by the hour, watching these cards, watching the charts. Like, use my experience, guys, and get on the Discord. I'll show you how to do that again at the end of the video. All right, so overall trend and chart behavior for November. What I'm seeing in all of the equity readings is a sharp drop and then a move back to the upside. Like, that's the combo that I'm seeing for the theme and the crossing card in all of the equities. So this decline through multiple support levels, I don't think it lasts like the whole month. I think we have a pretty quick, sharp drop, and then there's a rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time out of an important trough on a multi-day scale. And by the way, guys, if you're new to this, everything I talk about, like a trough or a big move, it's all going to be on the scale of a 1 month chart with 1 day candlesticks unless otherwise specified. All right, so here on the 3rd, we have this big move to the upside, pushing the upper end of a range higher. There's likely to be a decline before that big move, and that would have offered some opportunity. A move higher, a prominent move higher on the 4th, full retracement of that move back down after multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, decline through multiple support levels. A lot of price change covered here on the 5th to the downside into key support, where we'll likely rotate sideways. There's a move back to the upside into a prominent peak on the 6th towards the end of the day. And there's also on the 6th a decline back down to revisit a support level we recently met as an opportunity. On the 7th, a resistance level about midday highlighted that we declined from and returned to at least once in the not too distant future. Sometimes it's the same day, sometimes it's a few days later. There's a speaker on the 7th near that high. What they're speaking about should impact Nvidia, and I wouldn't rely or trust it. Looks like we have a resistance level again on the 10th that's highlighted. There's a breakout through it momentarily. It's a resistance level that we failed to break through many times before and or will fail to break through many times in the future. And there's like a fake breakout through it, followed by a decline through multiple support levels into a significant trough. Out of a decline, unexpected move to the upside on the 11th. And even in the face of seemingly overwhelmingly negative chart behavior or overwhelming headwinds, a prominent peak on the 12th with a sideways fluctuating decline preceding a notable rally. Rally continues into the 13th, into key resistance, and then we break down from that resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down into a trough early in the day on the 14th, where we see sideways rotation. Notable reversal or multiple reversals on the 17th. Let's see if we can identify which of those it is. Looks like it's multiple reversals, but we should have a decline that turns into a notable move to the upside there. So opportunity most likely. I'll talk about one of these trades at the end in more detail, but there's a peak, an overbought peak or crest on the 18th that we sell off from through multiple supports. 3 pokes through the same trend line on 19th with a sharp drop off of the 3rd poke. And then a resistance level on the 20th that we declined from and returned to in the not too distant future. Looks like a prominent peak on the 21st that may be temptation to chase. I've advised not to chase that move into the peak. There's probably a sharp drop there into a trough on the 21st as well, with this like crisscrossing through the same price level. On the 24th, a trough and a peak. So we go from a trough, a rally out of it into a peak, and then a decline back down through multiple support levels into the 25th. On the 25th, out of the decline, a big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range. Don't be tempted to chase the move higher. There'll be like a peak, but you'll be tempted to chase it higher. I would advise against that. A lot of price change covered on the 26th into and or out of an important support level, probably to the downside. And then over the weekend, a lot of movement over the weekend to the upside on the 28th. We probably open higher on the 28th. It's a half day, remember that. A prominent peak on a 1 month scale and a big move to the upside taking place there. So as far as the trade that I see, the best trade that I see going on here, if we're at a lowest low thus far here on the 4th, 5th, a lowest low thus far for the month on the 4th or 5th, I would open up a long position and expect to close that long position towards the end of the day on the 6th at most likely a highest high thus far. If that doesn't work out as a good exit, the following day at resistance is a good backup. I wouldn't wait much longer than that though. And remember, rule of thumb when trading SO meta-analysis is that backup exit should only be used in an emergency. Always exit as soon as you can for a profit. Like for a good profit, just take it and run, my friends. That is a pro move. And with that said, that's Nvidia for November 2025. If you're interested in game-changing services, taking the SO Meta trading up a notch, go to our website, Tarot for Traders, hover over Order Now, click on Subscriptions. Monthly access subscription gets you everything that the early access subscription covers, as well as the information you just saw for all of these tickers in crypto on a monthly basis. On the Discord, we give you the timing of the highest high and the lowest low to the day. And there's a chat channel there to ask questions about the trades, and we put out trade alerts as well. All that stuff, guys, as part of monthly access subscription, $300 a month. You make it back and some in one trade. It's a no-brainer, my friends. Way easier to trade this information with my help. Benefit from the mistakes that I made. Don't make them yourself. And blessings to all my angel investors. If you don't know what the rule of karma is, guys, it's the whole purpose of the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. And 5% of all profits should be donated forward to one of these charities. Paying it forward, effectively transmuting the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. The whole purpose of the channel. And then 5% of the profits should be donated back to the channel through one of these links. Zelle's the best way, but any of these will work. It's a great way to show gratitude and keep things interesting for us at the channel. And it also expresses gratitude. Gratitude begets more gratitude. So pay it forward, show some faith and more to come. Express gratitude, and with that 90% left over, make sure to spend that out of love, keeping your conscience clear. Those 3 components are essential for manifesting wealth, my friends. As long as you follow those rules, the universe will send it back to you tenfold for being an angel investor of the channel. And blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.